All right, welcome to another episode of Only Pools Podcast. My name is Brian. This is TK.
You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. You ever go swimming? Man, it's so much fun. Now we got a podcast joining everyone. Talking about pools, the stories we share. From backyard splashing to Olympic fair. We got chlorine, pH, and filter tips. Keep your pool fresh, avoiding no slips. With hosts so cool and guests so neat. We're dropping pool knowledge that it can't be beat. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. Only Pools Podcast. Let's go.
All right, so today what are we doing?
We are going to bust the top 10, maybe more, maybe less, myths in the pool world.
Okay, Mythbusters, got it.
So I'll ask you a said myth, and then you give me your answer, and then I'll give you the actual answer.
Okay, we'll see if it conflicts. Sounds good.
So as we get into it, you're eating a big meal. Your mom yells at you. You ate. You can't jump in the pool. No swimming. You have to wait 30 minutes to an hour. True or false?
Well, that is false, but I got to ask you, are you asking me because I'm a fat guy? Is that where this is going? Is that why you asked me that the first question right out the gate? You know, I'm a little sensitive about these things.
We said no snowflakes in this podcast.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
So
So as far as that is absolutely a myth. You can swim right away. I wouldn't recommend you having a big meal before you go swimming.
Yeah,
because it may come back up depending on your digestive system. But no, that is false.
Yep, and even everything I read into it, when you do eat, obviously blood activates so you can digest food. So anytime you eat a big meal and do something, you run into the risk of other complications happening, but you do not need to wait. But you also shouldn't eat a big meal and then drink a lot of pool water.
That makes sense because you're gonna be even more fuller.
And yeah, it could come back up. But there is one I didn't have on here, and it was, is it safe to drink pool water?
Okay. Yes. I mean, it shouldn't really hurt you. I wouldn't drink a lot of it. Obviously, pets drink quite a bit of pool water all the time.
Yeah.
It's safe for them as long as chemicals aren't too shot out. As long as you didn't just shock the pool or anything like that. Kind of going back to the 30-minute thing, though, I think that was just made up so that the adults can have adult time without having to go babysit the kids.
Yep.
I know it worked that way with me.
There's a newsletter we do. I don't know if it's going to be in the next month's one or whichever one, but when they come out, I actually gave this list and everything we're talking about in the newsletter. So if you want to be subscribed to the newsletter, can they do it on our website?
Actually, the newsletter is only for our customers. So, yep. So if you want our newsletter, weekly or monthly newsletter, then by all means,
sign up for
our service, and that'll be part of it. So
I think I did read too, like a long time ago, it would take like so many gallons to drink for the chemicals to kill you. Mm-hmm. But by the time those chemicals had any time to react, you would drown yourself from all the water.
And that's true. We use a product called borate in pools, boric acid, and a dog would have to continuously drink 50 gallons of water in one sitting in order to.
There's no way
for the chemical to affect them, and they would effectively drown before that ever happened.
Yeah.
If he was forced to drink 50 gallons of water. As would anybody. So if we're talking about it being safe like that for a dog, it's obviously going to be safe like that for humans. So
we'll skip around in my list, but the next one, is it okay for your pets to swim?
Is it okay? It's not going to hurt them at all. In fact, it's probably a great exercise for them. I know I've had golden retrievers a lot in my life, and it's great for their muscles and their joints, especially as they get older. Good exercise. It's not great for your pool as far as filtration and things go.
That was my answer. It's a yes, but
yep. One dog is equal to about 50 people being in your pool at once.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's as far as the filtration part of it, it's a little rough on it. And I would clean your filter more often if your dog uses the pool. That'll help keep the filtration and circulation going. So.
And I think I read too, one duck is the equivalent to like 10 to 15 people.
Yep, birds and different animals getting in the pool can really mess things up in there. So
if you see a duck in your pool, it's not a good thing.
yep, it looks cute, but
Get that damn duck out of there.
yes.
Next one. There's too much chlorine in the pool because I can smell it.
Okay, what you're smelling actually is chloramines, not chlorine. Chloramine is the used up chlorine that's in the pool. That's already been burned up. So that's what you're actually smelling is those chloramines. Chloramines also come from other things that have broken down the chlorine, such as the oils from your skin, the lotions, urine, feces, all these things. A lot of nasty stuff I could get into, but I'll try to spare you.
We'll skip to that one then. If I pee in the pool, it will turn blue.
No, that's something that was on a movie. What was that? Grown Ups.
Grown Ups, yeah.
Yep. Adam Sandler movie. Great movie, but no, there is no such product that will cause it to turn blue. I've seen a cartoon skiff out there of the pool is completely yellow except for the one person in the center of the pool, and it's nice and clear right where he is, but the rest of the pool is yellow. What that is demonstrating is that 1 out of 10 people don't pee in the pool, and 9 out of 10 do.
Yeah.
So I've peed in pools. I'll admit it.
It happens.
Yeah.
There's 52% of adults pee in pool, and I couldn't find how many kids pee, but
I'm sure it's much higher.
Yeah, it's essentially every site I clicked on to find information. It was like 1 in 3 people in your pool are currently peeing.
Wow. Well, the 52% I think is a low. I think 80% of those people were lying.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, we have a saying in diving as well as a scuba diver. Who pees in their wetsuit? They say 9 out of 10 people pee in their wetsuit, and the other person's lying about it.
Yep.
So that's kind of
the only way to keep warm, man.
Yeah, it's your body's natural reaction to want to release that especially when you're cold, because it knows that it's 98 degrees.
Yep.
So in a wetsuit, it works good. It's a little stinky, and we clean our wetsuits.
How did you get it off?
Yeah, good.
The next one, chlorine will turn my blonde hair green.
Nope, that's false.
Yeah.
What that chemical reaction you're referring to is usually copper. Copper can either be put in the pool as an algicide on purpose. As an algicide, it keeps the algae from coming in the first place into the pool. Or if you've got an older pool with an older heater on it, the heater has copper elements in it that will release into the pool, and that's why the hair is turning green. And it's usually not natural blondes; it's usually dyed blondes. That's what the chemical reaction is.
I was looking up, there is certain shampoos and conditioners which can help, but at the same time, you want to shower before you get in. So there's this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll help with it too. Always shower before you get into any pool. It helps tremendously with the filters.
Which goes to the next one. Can pool water cause rashes?
Absolutely. Yep. Your chemistry being off can cause irritation to your skin and eyes as well. We're talking about burning eyes. Well, actually, I think that's coming up.
Yep.
But your eyes can burn, and it's usually the pH that's causing the burning in your eyes. But high chlorine concentrations can definitely give you a rash, like a chlorine burn.
Yeah. The other one was, is chlorine burning my eyes when I open them underwater, which is false. It's not the chlorine causing your eyes to burn.
Yeah, because the pH of the human eye is 7.1, so that's why we try to shoot for that 7.2 to 7.5 range, so it's a more neutral pH. So if it's less, if the pH in the pool is 6.5, that's acidic, so of course that's going to burn your eyes.
And then with pools being balanced, clear water means the pool is healthy and good to go.
Nope, that's false. While it is a good indication, and I use it a lot when I go travel and stuff to determine whether I'm going to get in the pool. I use the Department of Health uses this too, and I think it's a great rule. If you can see the heads of the screws in the main drain cover, which are teeny tiny, if you can see those clearly, then water's pretty good to stay in there. But no, you can have great clear water, but have no sanitizer in there to kill off any of the bacteria or anything that's in the water.
And same with I don't know if you and I tag team a pool, but there's a pool, one of our Airbnbs. It was a weird color, but the chemistry was spot on.
Right. Yeah.
Filter was running, everything was 24/7, and green pool.
Oh, remember, what are the 3 keys to keeping
The-
a clean?
Filtration, circulation, and chemistry.
Correct.
The Holy
So-
Trinity.
Yep, exactly. So one of those 3 things was probably off, which is what gave it the false color. So
Speaking of other waters, rain won't affect your pool. It's just filling it up for free.
it will affect it. The rainwater has a higher pH than your pool water does, so it can absolutely change the chemistry of your pool. And too much rainwater will, yes, it will fill it up, but what it's doing is diluting all the chemicals that are in there already, and therefore costing you more money to put more chemicals to rebalance. So we have a heck of a time here. I mean, my chemical bill is outrageous. I think we, at the end of every year, we take a look at, what did we spend on vehicle maintenance? What did we spend on tools for the service we do? And one of them is, what did we spend total on chemicals? And last year we spent over $300,000 in chemicals to maintain over 500 and some pools.
Golly.
So yes, which was also what led to 100,000 of that was chlorine only, which is what led to our commercial pools now paying for chlorine.
Yeah, well,
because the price of chlorine was rising and falling. It moves just like gas does. So our commercial customers are getting different prices each month for their chlorine bill.
when I first got here around 5 years ago in Florida, the place that I worked at, it was, it had to have been like, I'll just say $250.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I took my CPO class a few months ago, we looked it up, and it's like $8 to $10 at certain stores now per two and a half gallon jug.
Right.
Insane.
Yep.
$2
more
to
than
$10.
doubled. More than doubled. So that's crazy.
Ooh. Can you get an STI or an STD from a hot tub?
No, you cannot.
And what you do, we always have this at the water park I used to work at. What you do in the hot tub can lead to that, but the hot tub itself
Correct.
will not. And there's been no reported cases.
And why is that? What kills anything in the water? 99.9% of things in water.
I don't know. I think I'm
Chlorine.
Oh, I was thinking of something else.
Chlorine is absolutely the ultimate sanitizer. I know there's jokes back in the day that Trump had suggested putting chlorine in our veins. Well, obviously, you can't do that. That was when COVID came about. But chlorine does kill COVID. It kills a lot of things in the water. So that's why you can't get an STD or STI in pool water, because that chlorine, as long as it's kept where it's supposed to be, is the most effective sanitizer.
I came across that one. I was like, I gotta put that on the list.
Good one.
The only one I have left is there's no chlorine in salt pools.
Oh, absolutely. There's chlorine. Your salt pool is creating the salt cell is creating the salt, changing the salt into chlorine into the pool. So yes, a salt pool is definitely a chlorine pool.
And if you want to, last episode we go over salt cells a bit. So if this is your first episode watching, head back to episode number 3. You can learn more about salt cells. 4. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. These are all running together now. I think that's all I have for us. Do you have a tip of the week?
Yeah. Pro tip would be, especially if you're not home all the time, put an autofill on your pool. You can buy them off of Amazon. That's where we get ours. I tell all my customers, hey, we sell one, but I'm buying it off of Amazon. It is cheaper for you to buy it and install it. But hey, some people are busy, so we'll install the autofill. Hooks up to a garden hose, just sits on the ledge of the pool. Mm-hmm. It's got a little float in there, like a toilet float in the back of your toilet, and it will, when the water level drops, it'll allow water to enter the pool until it gets to whatever level you set it at, and then it shuts it off.
They're easy to put together.
Yes, very easy to put together, easy to maintain. I will say the rainbow autofills. There's a particular brand.
Is that the black one?
No, it's a tan one. It's tan. It's made out of a cheap plastic. It falls apart very easily. I don't recommend that particular one. I've had nothing but problems with them.
Yeah.
The black ones that we use, the name escapes me right now, but it's very simple, and you can see it. You'll find it on Amazon.
There's
Works really good. Yep, it's about $70, I think, on Amazon.
Because where should your water be in your pool?
You want it to be halfway up your skimmer, ideally. If it's too low, you're going to suck air, which can burn out your pump.
And you'll hear it.
Yep, you'll know right away. And then if it's too high, it's not skimming at all, so you're not getting any of those leaves or anything going into your skimmer basket, which is what it's there for, to catch a lot of the debris before it makes it to the filter, or worse, it'll fall to the bottom and decay, which just causes phosphates in the pool, which feeds algae, which is going to lead to other problems.
Which is, I believe, episode number 2. Why is your pool brown or green?
Yep. So
we're getting there.
So what's this week's joke of the week?
So I don't have a joke, but I have something cool that I learned. What is one word that looks the same forward as it does upside down and backwards?
Backwards. No idea.
Swims. And I never knew that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if you flip it and flip it, it looks the same.
Okay.
Which will be, hopefully I made an animation.
All right. Very cool.
But that's all I got for us. If you have any more myths or questions, be sure to ask in the comments down below. And you'll find all the other info in the show notes. But
yep. Just make sure you remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tips and more, education on your pool. And like always, just keep swimming.
You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. You ever go swimming? Man, it's so much fun. Now we got a podcast joining everyone, talking about pools, the stories we share, from backyard splashing to Olympic fair. We got chlorine, pH, and filter tips. Keep your pool fresh, avoiding no slips. With hosts so cool and guests so neat. We're dropping pool knowledge that it can't be beat. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. Dive into discussions, no topics too small. From kiddie pools to water parks, we cover it all. We got pool parties and cannonballs too. If it's about water, we talking to you. Interviews with experts and stories to share. From poolside barbecues to water care. We got tips and tricks to keep your pool right. Listen in the morning or at the late night. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. Who's down with OPP? Every last homie. O is for only, the best place to be. P is for pools, come dive in with me. P is for podcast, we talking weekly. Only Pools Podcast, the one and only. Grab your goggles and your floaties too. Tune in to our show, we got stuff for you. Poolside chats to aquatic news. Only Pools Podcast, you can't refuse. We teach you how to clean, how to keep it clear. The best pool stories that you'll ever hear. From summer fun to maintenance prep. Only Pools Podcast, we're your best bet. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down with OPP? Only Pools Podcast. You down